Hello and welcome to the latest installment of Serle Loves Romance Novels. If you are celebrating Christmas today, I almost said Halloween. If you are celebrating Christmas today, I really truly hope you are having a wonderful day. If you're not celebrating Christmas today, I really truly hope you are having a wonderful day. The other thing that today signifies, we have a week until we get to ring out 2020 and get a fresh start with 2021. Yay! This time of year is often filled with recaps of events for the year, and y'all, because I'm basic, I'm gonna do the same thing. It's just with a romance novel bent. We know 2020 has been a year to forget. Just kidding. It's a year we will never forget, OMG. We survived a global pandemic, learning to stay home, working from home with kids, working from home with kids who are also going to school at home, some of us. We required way too much of our teachers, our healthcare workers, our frontline workers at stores and restaurants. It's been a lot, but if you have spent any time online, you know that there has been some good things happening in this world. One of them is that apparently we all learned to make bread this year. I don't know. I think that was like an April thing. We all learned to make bread. We also binged a whole lot of TV and food. Some of us rekindled passions and forgotten hobbies, and most of us held our breath during one heck of an election season. And hopefully, we all learned to relish the quiet moments of life, the small joys, and realize those big moments that we've been told that we needed to focus all our time and money on, maybe they weren't quite as important as we thought. And those aren't the things that really make the world go round. I don't know. This week, I'm going to share with you the best-selling romance novels of 2020 because, y'all, love is what makes this world go round. Love for our fellow man, love for our families, love for our communities, and yes, love for ourselves. Those are the things that make living on this little old earth bearable. So let's wrap up the best love stories according to the New York Times during 2020. All right, first on this list is, oh my God, is Jodi Picoult's The Book of Two Ways. I totally forgot the title of this book for a minute. The Book of Two Ways. Disclaimer, I actually have not read these books because most of them are recent releases, so I haven't had a chance to read them. So I apologize for that. But I do love Jodi Picoult. I've read a lot of her books. So these are books that are standalones. I am not sharing series because there were several series that made the top of the list, like Stephanie Plum was on the list always. But these are standalones. And so this is Jodi Picoult's The Book of Two Ways. This book sounds absolutely fascinating. The Washington Post called The Book of Two Ways a return to Picoult to the themes of her earliest books, which are the books I've read. Motherhood and complicated romantic love. Amen. The heroine, Dawn Edelstein, survives a near crash landing in the moments before her imminent death. Instead of thinking about her husband and her family, she is thinking of the man she left 15 years ago on an archaeological dig in Egypt, as we all do. So once the dust settles and the airline gives her option of where she's going to fly, she chooses to go back to Egypt, not to Boston, not home to her family. She has realized that there's a lot of her life that's left undone, and she wants to take charge of it. So she wants to go figure out this relationship with Wyatt, get some closure there, and then also perhaps finish the research on a Egyptian book called The Book of Two Ways. It's the first map of the afterlife. Hello, that's crazy. So The Book of Two Ways makes the readers ask, what does a life well lived look like? That's a really good question. When we leave this earth, what do we leave behind? Do we make choices, or do our choices make us? And who would you be if you hadn't turned out to be the person you are right now? So the Library Journal highly recommends this book for open-minded readers. Woo! Some last-minute introspection for 2020, y'all. This is Jodi Picoult's The Book of Two Ways. So the next, coming in at number 2, is a book by Rebecca Serle called In 5 Years. This is another book that is demanding readers reevaluate their lives. What is going on? I feel like we've all been stuck at home too long, and so now we're all thinking about the things that matter in life. This is yet another fascinating tale. So the heroine is a type A superpower New York attorney, and she is asked in an interview, where do you see yourself in 5 years? She has crafted the perfect response. She nails the interview. She goes home, and her boyfriend, unsurprisingly, asks her for her hand in marriage, and she is happy with life. Things are going great. Well, she goes to sleep, and when she wakes up, she is in a different apartment, has on a different wedding ring, and is next to a different man. But she notices that it is still December 15th. The year is 2025. So she has a little intense moment with that for a while. And then she wakes up again. Realizes it's just a crazy dream. You know, stress will do that to you. So she just continues on that path that she has curated and perfected and knows that it is where she's supposed to be, until 4.5 years ago, she sees the man from that potent dream. Oh, goodness. Author Lori Frankel says about in the book In 5 Years that it's more than just a love story. It's a half dozen of them, and none are what you expect. It is heartwarming, heartbreaking, hard to put down. It's a novel about romance, friendship, the magic of good bagels. I love carbs. And what happens after you get everything you've always wanted. Nancy Harris, another author, she says, the end is exactly, all caps y'all, exactly what it should be. OMG, what does that mean? Let's read it together and find out. Okay, so that's number 2. All right. For the top-selling romance novel, according to the New York Times bestsellers list, I actually don't have a physical copy of it because the 2 copies we have at the library are checked out. So if I gave you a list of famous romance authors, who do you think is going to be at the top? We've got Nora Roberts, Danielle Steele, Debbie Macomber, Nicholas Sparks. Who do you think's number 1? Drum roll, please. This is me. I got to insert a soundtrack sound. It's Nicholas Sparks. Nicholas Sparks and his new book, The Return. Most of us are familiar with Nicholas Sparks' work. He is so good at hitting that trauma button. He's good at pulling the heartstrings. He never guarantees a happy ending. Never. Drives me insane. This book features a wounded warrior from Afghanistan, or coming home from Afghanistan. He's returning to his hometown in New Bern, North Carolina. Little confession time. I just moved here to Millington six months ago from New Bern, North Carolina, and it also happens to be Nicholas Sparks' hometown. So just a little TMI there, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, so the Library Journal summarizes The Return by saying the hero is left with grievous injuries from a mortar blast outside his hospital in Afghanistan. Orthopedic surgeon Trevor Benson returns to heal at his grandfather's cabin in New Bern, North Carolina. There, he falls for cautious Natalie Masterson and tries to help misfit teenager Callie, who might be able to clarify the strange circumstances of his grandfather's death. The Return, according to Bookpage, is as much a family drama as it is a love story. If you, like Trevor, are looking to slow down and focus on what's really important, The Return is the heartwarming read you've been waiting for. So we have rounded out all three of books on this list with yet another love story that is asking us to reflect on what is important in life. This is perfect for wrapping up a year, right? And because I am that girl, I'm probably going to read The Return because I want to read what he says about New Bern. I just want to see if I recognize any of the places that he mentions, because why not? Anyways, there you have it. The top 3 romance books that had the longest staying power atop the New York Times bestsellers list for the year 2020. I also hope you enjoy the end of this year, you find some time for reading, and you get ready for some new, fresh beginnings heading your way for 2021. All right, I will see y'all next time. Bye now.